Bowtie Guy 85 here, and you're thinking, where is his jacket and vest? Well, I left them off on purpose because today we're discussing trousers, and I'm going to use myself as a bit of a visual aid throughout part of our discussion here. So, trousers, the history. Not as glamorous as you may think, but I do want to touch on the subject a little bit. I have some other pant-related videos that I'm going to be sharing with you recently, and I thought I would squeeze everything together. So, trousers, pants, slacks, breeches, whatever you want to call them, that is what we are discussing today. They originate around the 13th century in Europe. These earlier style of pants were usually wide in the crotch, designed for horseback riding. They would usually bunch up around the knee, and then you would have stockings that would come up from there and attach, or the end of the pant would just come over top. Sometimes it had some string at the end where you could adjust and kind of tighten that around the stocking. These were usually button fly. They had either buttoned from the crotch up to the waist, or they would button across this way. They were much different than pants you'll see today. This was a common style up until the invention of the zipper in 1851, that how the pants were constructed. Now, over the years, throughout the medieval period and on, pants got longer. They came down to, men would mostly wear boots or like a slip-on type shoe at that time. You also had leggings that would come up and would also be like attached to a shoe, and then they would come up and attach to like a midsection garment. This began a distinction between short pants and long pants, and that distinction has continued, at least in England, where you have a lot of the prep schools and the private schools. Their boys wear like the shorts or short pants up until like a certain age, or like finishing school, you move on into the long pants. So you still have a bit of that distinction there. At this time, the pants would either have some kind of drawstring apparatus to adjust the size around the waist, make it tighter. Some pants even had little clasp on the side, and you'll still see that today with some like formal wear, where you can pull in the material and snap it together to hold it tight. But the most popular was either braces or suspenders to hold up the pants, and you would either have pants with the buttons sewn in like I have here, where you would attach your suspenders, and they were usually one size at that point. The adjusters came later on. Or you would have some that were made of the same materials as the pants and were sewn onto the pants, and as you pulled your pants up and fastened the buttons, you would just kind of hike those over your shoulders. Once the zipper came along, that changed a lot of things. Before, the pants were kind of cumbersome, and if you had to relieve yourself, one or two, you would have to pretty much disrobe from the pants. And now you have the zipper, where at least you can have access to one of those functions without having to completely take the pants off. So that was really big. And before I move on, I just want to show you a few examples of some earlier style of trousers. So here we go. Just a few examples of some earlier style of trousers. I found them rather interesting. I thought you would as well. So moving on, around the 16th, 17th century, we got away from wool. I mentioned before they were primarily made of wool pants at this time because it was a very viable garment at that period. Now you're having different materials manufactured. Cotton became very popular. It was heavily manufactured in the States. It was a big outsourced crop for them. And of course, in the late 1800s, Levi Strauss comes along with his denim material. This really changed the pant game. This was during the gold rush, and everybody was moving west, and all the motions and everything with involved with the gold digging and all that was putting a lot of wear and tear on their pants, and they were splitting them and ripping them and tearing them. And one thing I will say about wool, it's not really made for that kind of hard labor. So the denim really became popular for that reason and has continued on throughout the years. Women got into the pant game a little later on. They really around the turn of the century, around 1920, but they really took off in the 40s. During World War II, women were entering the workforce. A lot of them were taking factory jobs. They were putting together machinery for the men. You have that famous poster of Rosie the Riveter and her pants. And women kind of took to the trouser. The war ended and they continued to wear pants. I mean, and it was more younger women. You know, people are steeped in tradition and they kind of stick with what they know. But it has continued on throughout the years. And these more casual style of pants have found their way into the workforce. You have khakis and twill pants from the cotton. You have different colors that are like business casual, business wear. You even have what they call dress jeans now, which I think is an oxymoron, but to each his own. And there's different colors of denim now. You have khaki colors, and you have black, and you have dark wash blues that are being paired with different things. So as you can see, pants have really changed throughout the years, and here's just a few examples of some newer styles of pants. You also have tactical pants and cargo pants and sweats and different things like that. I don't really need to show you guys that. You can go out in the world and see that, but it's really interesting to see how pants have morphed since their humble beginnings. So that is just my discussion on trousers and a brief history. As always, I abhor you to like and subscribe at the bottom. Let me know what you think in the comments section, and until next time.